Hello lovely, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Tiffany, and today we're going to be talking everything TTC, which is trying to conceive. If you're not new to my channel, you'll know that I'm currently on a trying to conceive our second baby journey, and I thought today would be a great time to sit down and kind of just reflect on the journey that I've had so far before we embark on this amazing new journey that we are about to start. So let's jump back in time a little bit and start from the beginning. My husband and I have been together for 16 years, and we've been married for 6. We are high school sweethearts, and we kind of did life a little backwards. So at 19, I welcomed our first baby, and that's Tristan. He's now 13, and he is our only child as of right now. My pregnancy with him was definitely a pleasant surprise, but I always knew that I wanted to be a mother, so I was extremely excited when I found out. So as Tristan was growing up, I made it a point to finish my high school diploma, get my associate's degree, and get my bachelor's in psychology. So during all that schooling, I'd made the decision that I didn't want to have any babies at that time so that I could focus on school and get through everything. So 4 years ago, about 5 years ago actually now, we decided to start trying for our second.
First time ever taking this thing, and apparently first time's a charm because can you see that? Ah, there it is. So yeah, that means that I'm ovulating right now, which means it's the best time to try to have a baby. So at least that's one step closer. Good afternoon, everybody. I am about to take an ovulation test, which is why I wanted to whip out the camera just so that I could document everything and kind of include you guys on this journey. I've kind of hinted and kind of briefly spoke about how we're trying for our second baby after almost 10 years. So it's exciting and scary. We have been trying with like documented proof of fertility, nothing yet. So, you know, I got pregnant once, but that was when I was 18, and I'm now going on 28 this year, so that's a big jump. So I figured I would share it with you guys and document my journey with you guys. I don't know why I was kind of just under the assumption that the moment we start trying, like, we were gonna have a baby. Like, there's no questions asked, like, we're gonna have a baby. It's discouraging, but I'm trying to stay positive and just remind myself that it's okay. It's okay to take time, and that's completely normal now that I'm no longer 18 and I'm going on 28, you know, things change.
Now, for regular young couples, they say you need to try for at least 1 year before they will give you any kind of fertility treatments. So that's exactly what we did.
Those are going to be the main things that we see in infertility. The only way to diagnose it is to do that laparoscopic surgery, but it's hard to say because if you don't have anything on ultrasound that truly points us in that direction, then we don't know. Okay. No treatment for you to do if you're trying to get pregnant.
Right.
28, we got time.
Yeah, we've got time.
Yeah, we got
I'm just thinking patient. What's going on?
And it still may happen, so just keep trying.
Yeah, we're not stressing. We are tracking, but we're not stressing. You know, that's one thing that I'm like, no, we're just taking it day by day.
And you're still doing the ovulation?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I was tracking my ovulation, taking my basal body temperature. I was using all of the apps. We were using the special lubricant. We were using supplements. I mean, you name it, we were using it. Now I know what you're probably thinking. That's a lot of stuff. That's because it is a lot of freaking stuff. Sometimes baby making is easy. Like the first time I got pregnant, it didn't take any of this stuff to get pregnant. It just happened. And now, almost 10 years later, it's not happening. But unfortunately, we had no luck with just timed. So that's whenever we started going to our fertility specialist.
The last year and a half, we have been trying to have baby number 2. So on my TTC journey thus far, I have been working with my OB closely, and we have been doing a lot, to say the least. So we have done blood work to test my hormone levels. We have done ovary tests to make sure that I don't have cysts in my ovaries. We did a semen analysis with Manny, and we also tried some letrozole treatments, which was a hormone supplement to help my ovulation and try to help us conceive. None of which have worked thus far, so my OB went ahead and contacted a fertility specialist who we are now going to be working with instead of my OB. So I'm super excited to be working with them. They are an IVF center, so if it does lead to IVF, I know that they'll be able to take care of it and be able able to do it for us no problem because they do specialize in it. But we're gonna try a few things before we go that route to see if we can conceive without doing the IVF.
The first fertility specialist that we saw did an HSG, which checks your tubes to make sure that nothing is blocking them. That was clear.
So I'm out of the procedure. It was a lot more painful than I was expecting. I'm in the car right now, so I'm gonna do a little sit down whenever we get home. There was something different with my cervix, he was saying, and I had a procedure done a little while ago, and like I said, whenever I get back home, I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail, but I just wanted to give you guys an update that it's done. I am in pain. I did take Pamprints before I went in for the procedure so that it would help with the pain, but there was just a little bit of unexpected stuff that happened and that my doctor found that we weren't expecting, and it made it a little bit more complicated than we were thinking it was going to be.
We have completed one IUI, but it was sort of incomplete whenever it was done. The doctor had no idea that my cervix had so much scar tissue at the time because we had never performed any kind of catheter check, and I didn't know, quite frankly, that I had that kind of a cervix. So he was unable to get all the way through the cervix into the uterus like you're supposed to with an IUI, so he just put the sample at the base of the cervix. I'm waiting, and the doctor has one more to do next door, and then he'll be over here with me. I'm trying to be quiet because obviously we're in the room. We got the sample over there. Great. Yeah, the numbers looked really, really good, so I'm excited. I have a good feeling. I just did it. Okay, wish us luck.
It didn't go the way that we were hoping it would go. Basically, my cervix, my special cervix, is super sensitive. The doctor tried to put 4 different catheters through my cervix to go up to the top of my uterus where it was supposed to go for the IUI so that they could inject straight to the fallopian tube. But he would get halfway through my cervix and just barely into the uterus. It would be so painful. It was excruciating pain. And I can't even describe it because I kept telling myself just breathe, just relax, just take it easy. And I was really trying to, but just that pain, I couldn't not react.
It did fail, which was really unfortunate because we'd have a 4-year-old right now if we didn't, but it's okay because I truly think that everything happens for a reason. I feel like God has put us in this moment where we're supposed to, and if this is happening now, I honestly believe it is supposed to be happening now. So after that IUI failed, my insurance changed between this time period and we ended up going to a different specialist.
So basically what he was telling me is that just like my other doctor was telling me, there's not a medical reason as to why we're not able to conceive right now. Unfortunately, there's no blockages, there's no hormone imbalance, there's no problem with the analysis that Manny gave. Everything is looking normal and fine, and there's no reason that we shouldn't be able to have a baby at this point. So what he looked over after reviewing my medical history, he said that because we had already gone a couple of cycles with medication, I think letrozole was the last medication that I used. Since we had already done that a couple of cycles and just had timed, and then we had 1 cycle of IUI, he's like, I think that letrozole alone, an oral medication, isn't going to be what it takes anymore. He said at this point, he thinks I need to add an injection.
Now this specialist did pretty much the same thing that the first one did. We did ultrasounds, we did blood work, we did everything that a fertility specialist would do just starting out. We wanted to try some medicated timed cycles. So that's what we did. We got on letrozole, and then we got on the injectables. I already unbuttoned my dress right here so I could get it.
Okay, well, before we do it,
on, don't worry.
Make sure it's set to the proper
whatever
word I'm looking for, you know what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to do it.
I usually pick for a spot a little bit lower.
I'm so nervous.
She's nervous.
And neither of that worked, unfortunately. Feel like there's a second line on that one, actually. Oh, what? Can you see that? Okay. Good morning. Today is Friday, official test day. Both covered. So, let's see. Timer just went off. I'm nervous. Okay. Pregnate is saying no. Let's see what the first response says. I guess maybe the pregnant one yesterday was still sensing the trigger shot, maybe. It's no.
But hey, we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know?
I just really thought this time I got not excited, like a little excited yesterday. I didn't tell you. I didn't because I was going to try to surprise you. But there's like
There's no surprise in
a
that.
faint line. Like a very faint line from yesterday morning. The middle one.
Yeah. Oh, there's a faint line there.
See? That's what I thought.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. Maybe you're allowed to cry. It's okay.
And with that fertility specialist, we even went so far as to almost start IVF. We were right on the cusp of about to start. I was taking birth control to sync my cycles. He's like, yeah. So what I'm going to do is, depending on how your body is, you may have already started like making an egg. He's like, but what I want to do is kind of like hold it in place, like right where it's at, just like stop it. So it's kind of like running in place. He's like, so with the birth control, it's going to do that. It's going to like stop the egg from like continuing to grow. And so he wants to do that so we can do an April retrieval, which means that we're back on track with what we were originally planning. What we were originally planning was April retrieval, May transfer, and baby in February. And it looks like we're going to do that. Oh my gosh. I got COVID, so I stopped birth control because my body and COVID did not get along. The last couple of weeks have been crazy. Didn't have like the bad chest symptoms, but I did have like a lot of like the head symptoms. Like I was dizzy all the time. I felt like this weird like burning in my nose, like I had sucked up water. So I got really excited and I was like, oh my gosh, finally it's out of my system and I'm feeling better, so I'm gonna start doing stuff. That same day that I started doing a bunch of stuff, I almost passed out. My vision got like blurry and like black. My ears went muffled. So from there, I started having chest pains. And I didn't know what the chest pains were. I just knew that they were in the center of my chest, and I started having really bad chest pains, like somebody was just pushing on my chest. Going to GuideWell, which is like an emergency doctor, he told me that I needed to go to the hospital immediately and transported me straight from GuideWell to the hospital, which was crazy. Looking back, like so much has happened. I vlogged a little bit throughout, and it might still be on my channel now, but basically I had heart palpitations and really weird symptoms, like the weird symptoms that you don't hear about with COVID. And so I decided I needed to just take a step back from everything TTC and just kind of like let my body heal. I didn't want to try to go through fertility treatments and COVID and all these symptoms at the same time. I was working in long-term disability, which is reviewing medical records, and honestly, mentally, it was a very, very difficult time for me. I think it's taken me a long time to like admit to myself that I've been struggling for a while, but now that I'm here, I can look back and definitely say that I've been struggling. As bad as I want a baby and a sibling for Tristan, I am not in a mental space that I would be able to have a baby right now or even be pregnant. I don't even think about like all the baby stuff that I used to focus on. Now when I think about, oh, if I were to become pregnant, my brain immediately goes to doctor's appointments, blood draws, hospital, C-section, blood, guts, like all of the stuff that like is anxiety inducing, my brain goes there. Not like, little feet and giggles and smiles and things that like I used to think about whenever I thought about having a baby. Now my brain goes all the medical stuff that has to come with it, which to me, and I just realized this like last night, literally, and I like broke down in tears, is that I'm scared of having another baby because of all of the medical and all of the unknown that comes with it. I'm so glad that I didn't have a baby in the middle of all of that, because it was a very, very challenging time. So I decided just to take a step back and let my body heal all of 2023. And that's exactly what I did. I just focused on living. I focused on forming really good routines for myself, kind of just getting myself at 100% and like focusing on my marriage and dating my spouse and my son and making sure our relationship was strong and just really just living living life for the family I already had rather than trying to focus so much energy on this family I thought I needed. These are Tristan's notes in the morning. I write him love notes. Well, me and Manny both write him love notes sometimes, but these are what he writes.
We made it. We're here. We did it. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Lost your way. Yeah. Don't give up, no, don't give in. Never lose hope, don't let go of the promise. It ain't done yet, he's got a plan. Watch him break down, got a miracle. Watch him break down, got a miracle. I can see the strength inside you.
Dinner at the campground. Manny made burgers. I haven't tried mine yet, but Tristan says they're delicious. So now we eat.
But at the end of 2023, I felt this yearning for another baby. And I can't describe it of anything else, just a yearning, like a deep yearning. And that's when I decided I wanted to go back on this TTC journey.
Like I was telling you, I got my medical records this morning and I was just like going over what I did with the last doctor and seeing like the ultrasounds of my uterus and my ovaries, and like the more I'm getting ready for this appointment, the more excited I am about like the potential fertility journey again. And like this is not the way that I thought that it would be. I really thought that I was like done. Like I thought that I was like, I can't explain it, but I really thought that I was not gonna get excited about it. I felt like if it happens, whatever. But now that the date is getting a little closer to like meeting a new fertility specialist, and like the idea of having a baby again is kind of like coming to me, and just, I don't know, I'm just getting more excited. And I have told you that I've been praying about this, and that's something that I have specifically been praying for, that like if this is what I'm meant to do, like please just show me. And maybe my excitement is like God's way of like pointing me in the direction that he's trying to have me go. Potentially, I don't know. I'm not trying to sway one way or the other, but I've just been feeling positive lately and excited rather than, I don't know, depressed, which is a really good thing.
So in the beginning of 2024, my insurance changed and I had to change to a new specialist. We are working with a new fertility specialist this year, and we have a new plan in place. It wasn't painful. At like the last HSG that I had done, it hurt. Like it hurt, but this one didn't hurt. I mean, I got a lidocaine shot in my cervix, so my cervix is still like very numb, but even that was just like a very minimal pinch and like a little uncomfortable. But like, I love this place so much. I'm so thankful. They've been like, okay, let's take it step by step, which I super appreciate. I'm just kind of ready to know like what they're thinking as far as like a treatment plan. This is really the last step and the last test that they wanted to do to see if they can get through the cervix. And if the doctors are able to get through today, that will hopefully be the indication that they need and the confirmation that they need, that they can go ahead and start making a plan for me. That appointment was so successful. Dr. Roma sat down with me and kind of just like went over everything with me, and I do have a diagnosis of PCOS, but I am having very regular periods. I don't have any other symptoms like that, so it really isn't a cause of concern. She did say that we are cleared to go as far as formal treatment and start doing IUIs as early as next cycle. Has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. I'm at RMA of Lake Mary now, and they are so amazing. I have such an amazing team behind me now. I just feel like God was moving all the pieces around me that I couldn't even see to make everything just line up so perfectly for me. I truly have such an amazing network of providers for myself now and for my family that I just feel so incredibly blessed and feel like this has got to be God ordained for everything just to line up so perfectly. I have an amazing fertility specialist. I have an amazing mental health provider. I have an amazing OBGYN who I actually saw just a little while ago for my annual PAP, and she is so excited for me to be going back on this journey and to be doing the IUIs. She's like, I'll be praying for you and I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you. And I feel so incredibly blessed to just have this network of this support unit behind me. And I truly feel like everything was supposed to happen this way so that it could be this way. So soon I'm going to start IUIs. They are going to be medicated IUIs. So I'm going to be doing letrozole for 5 days, a trigger shot, and then an IUI procedure. And we're going to try this 3 times. And if it doesn't work, then we will move on to something else. I'm not 100% against IVF. I just know it comes with a lot of medication, a lot of hormones, a lot of injections, and that's not necessarily the route I would want to take, but I'm not 100% closed off to it if it doesn't happen with an IUI. But I am praying and believing that it's going to happen with an IUI. On the first time, maybe, God willing, we'll get lucky. And I keep seeing signs everywhere about twins, and I don't know, I'm not putting any weight to it, but it is just so funny that has been kind of a reoccurring thing. And now we're going to be going on letrozole, which does increase the chance of twins and multiples, so pray for me. I mean, if it does happen, obviously it's double the blessing, 2 for 1, hello, but it's also double the risk. So of course, if we're blessed with twins, that would be an amazing adventure too. But I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. I tend to go 15 steps forward before I even have 1 step down. So right now I'm just going to be focused on the IUI and letrozole and getting through this procedure and just focusing my energy on me, on healing, on just well-being, well wishes, good vibes, and God blessings. So I hope that you will stick around, follow the journey with me, and consider subscribing. If you're on this journey, my heart goes out to you. Know that you're not alone. And if you're not on this journey and you're just following mine, thank you so much for being here. Your support means so much to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. I love you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.